Hey guys, it's Hannah. So today's video is going to be my November TBR. All the books that I plan on reading in November. Hopefully I can get to it because my October TBR did not go as planned. But we're gonna try for November to stay on schedule and read these books. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the first book that I plan on reading and that I am actually reading right now is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom. This book I've heard a lot of good things about, and they have a movie coming out, and if you haven't read it, then what are you doing? You're exactly like me because I am super late to the party of the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I am super late on reading this book, so I hope that it's as good as everybody has said, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, especially for the second book, because I heard the second book is a lot better, but I've heard that this whole series is just really good, so I am super excited to pick this up and read it this month. The next book is something that I've been waiting pretty much a year to read and been putting it off, but I am finally picking it up, and that book is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This book I picked up a year ago, read maybe like 2 or 3 pages, but then had to bring it back to the library because my renting time was up. So I just ended up never picking it back up. But now I have finally bought it and I am ready to read it, and I've just heard so many good things about it, so I am ready to pick this book up and get into the world of this book. If you do not know what this book is about, it is about this girl and boy. The girl is a slave, the guy is a soldier in the Empire, and basically the girl's brother gets arrested for treason, and in return for the rebellion helping her brother escape, she has to go into the military academy and spy for them. And that is where she meets, I think his name is Elias. She meets Elias, which he's a soldier, and I'm pretty sure they become friends and things happen, and they must both end up rebelling against the Empire. I am so excited to read this. I've heard such good things, so I am ready to read this. The next book was actually on my October TBR, and I never got around to reading it because I had gotten other new books and read those instead. But I am finally excited to pick this up for the second time, and that is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardougo. This book I read while I was in a reading slump after A Court of Mist and Fury, and just nothing compared to that book at the time. I was just heartbroken after that book basically, and even though I know that this is a good book, I could not read it, so I am so excited to finally pick this book up again and get into the Grisha world. I am also ready to read the spin-off series from this series, which I've heard so much good things about, so I need to get into this world and read all of the books as fast as I can. That way I can just explore the world and love it as much as everybody else does. To be honest, I didn't read much whenever I started this book, so I'm not exactly sure what this book is about, and I feel like it's better that way. I do know that there's a Darkling in there, and a lot of people like him, but then a lot of people don't like him, so yeah, that's all I know about it, but I heard that it's really good and I'm really excited to read it. And the last book that I have on my November TBR is AngelFall by Susan E. I've heard a lot of good things. This is a very beloved book. It's super short, so I feel like I'm gonna fly through this, but I haven't read an angel book in like so long, and I like loved them whenever I did read them because I was like really into angel books like maybe in high school freshman year, and I haven't picked one up since then, and I'm just ready to read this book. So what I gathered from this book was that basically angels have come down to kind of like demolish the modern world. This girl and this angel actually teamed together to, I think, get her sister back. So I think that's really interesting. I think that this is going to be a very interesting read with all the angels and stuff, because that is something that I haven't read in like a long time. So I am super interested and really ready for this book. So that is it for my November TBR. I may get to more, I may not get to that much books, but all of those books that I had were fairly short, so I'm pretty certain that I'm going to be able to get to all of them, and I am just ready to read all of these books because I feel like I have a good variety of books picked out for November. If you have read any of these books, please tell me down below if you've liked them or not, and I'll tell you at the end of this month if I've liked them or not too. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!